Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Firenza, aka the girl with big hair. I'm back with another video, but before we get started, y'all already know what to do. Make sure you click that subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell button next to it so that you can get notified when I post new videos. So today I'm going to talk about a few little makeup tips and tricks that you can use to, get around those pesky things that happen when you put makeup on sometimes. So I'm going to just go through like 5 of them. I'm not going to give y'all a whole lot. I ain't going to hold you up. But if you're interested in knowing, some of the tips and tricks that I use when I put my makeup on, make sure you stay tuned. The very first tip that I have for you guys is one that I feel like a lot of people are sort of on the fence about, or it's either they love it or they hate it, and that is setting your primer. So if you are someone like me who has super oily skin, especially in your T-zone, this is a really good trick to help your makeup last a little bit longer. I'm gonna say that it is not 100% foolproof, right? Like it's not going to especially if you have really oily skin, it's not gonna help your makeup last literally 12 hours. Like that's not gonna happen. But I will say that it does keep you matte for a little bit longer than what it would if you did not have this or did not add this trick in. After you put your primer, after you moisturize your face, put your primer on your face, just go ahead and take maybe a powder puff or just a sponge and dab it into the powder and just add that all over your T-zone mostly, but I tend to go onto my cheeks as well because it does add a little bit of extra coverage and it will allow you not to have to put so much foundation on your face as well, especially if you're using a powder that is your skin tone. I typically use a translucent powder, so it doesn't really add that much more coverage, but if you have a powder that is your skin tone, I highly recommend doing that because it does add a little bit of additional coverage before you put it on. But I will say that this does help to keep your skin matte and control some of that oil that you would have in those very oily areas if you're like me, in your T-zone, your forehead, all that good stuff. The second tip is actually sort of the opposite of what I just said. So I actually read about this recently and I tried it out while I was in Vegas, and it was super helpful actually. Skipping your primer. I know that sounds sort of counterproductive, but what it actually helps with is eliminating the layers of products that you're adding to your face that is going to, make your face look cakey, frankly. Like when I was in Vegas, I didn't want a lot of makeup on my face because it was hot as hell. So I decided to just use a really good moisturizer, a mattifying moisturizer, as my primer. So I would suggest doing that. If you guys can find a really good mattifying moisturizer, one that may have SPF in it. I use one that has SPF. The Urban Skin RX line has a mattifying moisturizer that has SPF 30 in it. That stuff is amazing. It does leave a white cast. So, if you're someone with a deeper skin tone and you just want to wear this moisturizer as is, then I don't suggest it. They do have another one that does not have the white cast, but that one leaves your skin matte, but it also leaves it kind of tacky and it acts as a primer. So I would suggest doing something like that, finding a really good primer that is going to leave your skin, not a primer, a really good moisturizer that's going to leave your skin tacky as a primer would. And if you do find something like that, then you can just skip the primer altogether. It eliminates a layer of skin, It eliminates a layer of makeup that you're putting on your face, which I think is allowing my makeup to apply even that much more flawless and will last a little bit longer than if I had all those other layers on. So this third one, I think I learned from someone else or watching someone else, and I was like, I don't really understand where this comes from. Like, why do people do this? And that is setting your eyebrows after they've already been done. And what I learned is if you're using a product that is a little bit more creamy, whether it be a pencil or a pomade type situation, then you know you are more prone to get it on your hands when you're like touching your face, or it rubbing off on somebody and transferring to, you know, your clothes, somebody else's clothes. So adding the setting powder on after you've done your makeup is actually going to set that that creamy product in the same way that you set your foundation every day, right? Or every time you do your makeup. This is sort of the same idea. It does not leave a white, you know, any white residue. You're just gonna put in the same way you set your primer, put it on a powder, a puff, or a sponge, and just dab over top. And then what I do is take this, and then I will take some setting spray and actually set it right afterwards, which has worked so far for me. I do this even when I'm not like putting a full face of makeup, even when I'm just filling in my brows for the day without any foundation or anything like that on my skin. I promise you it works. And especially if you're somebody who has oily skin and or is a sweater. The next trick is for people who do their eyeshadow after they put their foundation on. I saw a tweet one day that was like, who are these people that do their eyeshadow after foundation, and like why? And I just thought to myself, like, that makes sense to me. I want to make sure that my foundation is covering all cracks and crevices, and I can't really do that if I do my makeup first or my eyeshadow first, because like I'm trying to avoid, you know, messing up with the work that I've done. So I always do my foundation. It's literally the first thing that I do, and then I do my eyebrows after that, and then I will do my eyeshadow. So because of that, if I'm using a lot of dark powder or eyeshadows, or if I'm using glitter, I will go ahead and take a sponge again and setting powder is the theme of this video, right? I take some setting powder and I will go ahead and just kind of like not pack it, but like lightly put it underneath of my eye. And when I say lightly, I mean like you're not pushing it into your skin, you're just literally setting it on top of your skin. And what it does is provides a barrier for the foundation, so when you have fallout, you can just take a brush and literally wipe it away and it will be gone forever. It is amazing. If you are one of the few like me who does do their eyeshadow after their foundation, I promise you this tip is going to save you so much time cleaning up after you've done your foundation, or after you've done your eyeshadow. The final trick is a tried and true one for me. I love bold lip colors. Lately I've been on this whole kick of like a nude lip whenever I put makeup on, which is really weird because like people know me as like the girl that wears red lips. Like, that's my thing. But you know, what I do that is super helpful to keep my lipstick on most of the day. I'm not gonna say all day. I hate when people are like, yeah, every day, all day, like it's gonna be on there until you wipe it off. I don't believe that there is a lipstick that does that. And if it does, it ain't gonna look good by the end of the day. So like, yeah, it'll be on there, but it'd be cracked. You got that line. Ugh, I hate that. Anyway, a really good trick to keep your makeup on for a pretty decent amount of time is to line your lips, number one, and number two, just go ahead and bring that liner all the way over your entire lip. Like, you're not just going to take your liner and line it here, but you're actually going to just color in your lips with the lip liner. The reason is because it helps with bleeding. So if you're somebody who has lipstick that like bleeds onto this part of your mouth and it just ends up looking messy, if you use a lip liner, that is what that's for. It prevents that bleeding. But also it provides a really good base for your lipstick and it lasts so much longer. I remember the first time I did this and I looked at my lipstick after lunchtime and I was like, I don't even need to reapply. Like, it was insane. I was very shocked at how much it worked. So highly recommend doing that. If you're somebody who does not have the time to reapply or care to reapply throughout the day, this is definitely a good tip for you. All right, so those are all of my tips and tricks. If you have some tips and tricks that you like to use doing your makeup, definitely let me know. But if there's something that you are like trying to figure out how to get around or how to get rid of or how to, you know, deal with, let me know. Maybe I have a tip that could help you, but also maybe like somebody else in the comment section will have a tip that can help you. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And make sure you follow me on Instagram at @thegirlwbighair. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!